Hello everyone, I'm Mike. Today, I'd like to unpack a piece of Seneca's philosophical wisdom. We may not command the wind's path, but we can always steer our own sail. The wind rises from the sea, cold, unpredictable, beyond all command. You reach out, but cannot grasp it. You pray, but it does not answer. It comes and goes as it pleases, like fate itself. And I often wonder, how long will we keep fighting against the wind? How many among us waste their strength trying to change what cannot be changed? They curse the storm, but never learn to steer. I tell you, you cannot command the wind, but you can set your sail. This is the simplest, yet hardest, truth of life. The tragedy of mankind is not that the wind blows too fiercely, but that we forget we have a sail at all. Many spend their lives waiting for favorable winds. They wish for calm seas, gentle breezes, and perfect timing. Then they will begin their voyage, but that moment never comes. And so, they grow old upon the shore, their eyes filled with unfulfilled longing and untested courage. Fate never asks if you are ready. It only arrives as a storm or a whisper. Only the wise understand. The wind is not the enemy. It is part of the journey. So set your sail, for that is the only thing truly within your power. The wind belongs to the heavens. The sail belongs to you. At night, I often listen to the sea. Its waves murmur like fate speaking in riddles. And it tells me this: if you cannot move with the wind will move against you. Look at the sailor. He does not curse the storm. He adjusts his sail. He makes use of the wind, even when it blows the other way. He does not wish for gentler weather. He strengthens his grip. He knows this truth. The stronger the wind, the farther the journey. If the sail holds firm, this is the wisdom of the soul. When the world around you is chaotic, when fate shifts without warning, you must not seek to control what lies beyond reach. You must find the one thing that remains yours: your mind, your will, your attitude. Throughout life, we all face winds we cannot command, a sudden loss, a love that slips away, a silence that destiny refuses to explain. We call these punishments, but they are lessons. The wind does not cease because we weep, but the sail can rise because we awaken. Do you see? Without headwinds, the voyage would lose its meaning. If all were easy, we would never learn to steer, to control fate. That is the dream of fools, to control oneself. That is the task of the wise. Fate is the wind, your heart is the sail. If your heart trembles, the wind will crush you. If your heart is steady, the wind will obey. So do not pray for calm seas, pray for balance within. Because when your sail stands firm, even the fiercest wind becomes a guide. Once a young man came to me, restless and afraid. "Master," he asked, "why is fate so unpredictable? Why does the harder I try, the less control I seem to have?" I smiled and said, "Because you are seeking the wrong thing. You are trying to command the wind, not understand it." I told him, life is not about winning control, but about learning direction. A sailor does not order the sea to be calm. A wise man does not order fate to obey. They know how to wait. They know how to adjust. Man, if you cannot master yourself, how can you hope to master the world? We mistake control for dominion. True control is found not in power, but in acceptance. Acceptance is not surrender. It is strength, a calm, lucid strength. When you stop fighting what cannot be controlled, you free your soul from its heaviest chains. Many abandon their sails because the wind changes direction. Others anchor their ships out of fear of the unknown. But they forget, a ship is safest in harbor and also destined to rot there. The one that dares the storm risks destruction, but touches truth. Life never promises calm waters. Storm and stillness are both the breath of the same sky. Our task is not to change the sky, but to remain steady beneath it. You cannot decide where the wind will blow, but you can decide where you will go. And in that choice, you transcend fate. Now, as I stand again by the shore, watching the waves rise and fold, I no longer pray for gentle weather. I only pray to keep my hands steady on the helm. I know the wind will change. It may tear my sails, or it may carry me farther than I dreamed. But as long as the sail within me holds, I am still at sea. The art of living is not to make all things go your way, but to go your way through all things. That is true freedom, not to command the wind, but but not to be broken by it. When you learn to stay composed amid chaos, to remain still amid uncertainty, you will find that fate is not cruel. It is merely the wind, testing whether you remember how to steer. Remember this, the wind belongs to the heavens, the sail belongs to you. The world is disorderly, but your mind may remain ordered. And when your heart is not torn by the wind, every storm becomes music, a rhythm testing your harmony. Then you will understand we are born unable to command the wind, but fully able to shape our course. That is the true sovereignty of the soul. You cannot command the wind, but you can set your sail. That is the wisdom of living.